Hello everyone, so I'm back here with some data structure projects because I'm getting into pandas and data visualization and data handling, which is the thing that's interesting me the most right now. So we're getting from the front end part with KV and the basic stuff to this data little like series, let's say, with a comeback on dictionaries, and you'll understand at the end of the video why I wanted to talk about it. If you're new to Python or if you just searched for a little dictionary thing, well, this could be this video. It's going to be pretty basic though. So creating a dictionary is pretty simple. You have just a few ways of doing it. Basically, a dictionary has as a symbol, so my dict as a symbol those curly brackets. Okay, so whatever you do with curly brackets like this is gonna create a dictionary. So if I create this and then I go type of my dict, I created a dictionary. Okay, so this is usually how you can do it, and pretty easily you can insert informations right away. But you could also create dictionary by just calling the dict method like that, and it would work the same. And if I print my dict at the same time, you're gonna see that it's still a dictionary, and it is just two curly brackets that are completely empty. Okay, so what do we do with those? Well, dictionaries, if you've seen them before, my bad, are gonna be ordered in this way. It's gonna be a collection of informations between a key and a value. So the key is going to be what you search into your dictionary, so like a word in a proper dictionary, right? So it can be a word like hello, and then you're going to say what this key is linking to, and this key is going to link to the value 1, because you can have anything as a value, right? Then we're going to separate everything with a comma and create another information. And maybe here I don't need hello or any kind of string, I need 10. If we're searching for the key 10, we're going to get the information of error, for example. Okay, and it can go with anything else. For example, if I'm sending the call of false, the boolean, then I'm gonna return 0, the number, for example. So now what do I do? Well, let's check out a value in my dictionary, and this is pretty easy. You just call the variable name, and then you go into brackets and you just write down the key you're searching for. So what if I'm searching for hello? I get 1. If I'm searching for error, capital E, I get an error. Why? Because error is a value of my dictionary. But if I'm searching for 10, oh, my bad, now 10, sorry, sometimes typing is the hardest part. If I search for 10, then I get the error message, okay? And obviously, if I'm searching for false, I get 0. You could reverse this, so if I'm searching for 0, I get false. And obviously you would get here. Sorry, new keyboard, so I get false. Okay, with this little cringy moment, let's go back to the explanation. So my dict is now this collection of informations, right, that you ordered this way. Okay, you have 3 keys for 3 values. For Python, those informations are easy to find because they have one address. They're stored in a way that are easier and faster to find. It means that when you need an information, you need to call the key and not to call an index. Okay, you don't have indexes in here. Like if I call the index 1, it's gonna fail. Okay, and we'll see an example of that later. So you really need to pinpoint the exact information that you want, and it's way faster than going through, for example, a list where you have to iterate through the list. And so Python is gonna be organizing all that. in its specific way without pointers and things like you could see in C#, for example, from what I understand. So dictionaries are a very efficient way as a data structure for you to find informations and to store it. There are a lot of ways for you to use those as a very interesting way to manipulate data, manipulate variables, and make things evolve. So recently I've learned that dictionaries are now ordered in Python, meaning that you have an order that is created with your dictionary. You still don't have indexes, but if you print informations of your dictionaries, they're going to come ordered in the way that you chose. So you can change informations, it's changeable in a dictionary, and you cannot have duplicate keys. What does that mean? Well, I created a more complicated dictionary down there, which is supposed to be like a characters sheet for a game, for example. And you can see that you can find here multiple informations about this character. You have his name, which is Serpico, his role, he's a rogue, his attack, defense, and stamina values. Then if you search for the value 100, which could be some kind of critical value from your game, you have 0.4, which is the the percent of additional damage, for example, you make. A boolean, so does he have night vision? He doesn't, it's false. And then an equipment, and in this equipment you have a list, because you can store anything in your dictionary, even other data structures like dictionaries, lists, etc, etc. And so that's how you get here as an equipment the wind blade, the wind cloak, and the light boots. If I create this new dictionary and I print it, you can see that it just prints in this exact way, okay? But you can see that here I had defense printed again in my same dictionary. What's happening here? Well, you can see down there that you have defense, but after the attack value, just like the first one, but with the value of the second one. So what happened is that my second value overwrote the first one, but since the dictionary is ordered, you're getting this information stored at the same spot, meaning that when you're printing it, it's printing at the spot of the first iteration, the first time you defined this information. I still never had to use this property of dictionaries, but it's good to know. And then obviously this creating data structures within data structures is very important, because if you're working, for example, with JSON files that you're going to encounter a lot online, well, usually a JSON file is very similar to a Python dictionary, but you're going to have dictionaries into dictionaries. So you could have something like that, like my JSON is going to be equal to a dictionary, and the first information is going to be like the URL, for example, and it's going to be like your HTTPS my website.com, and then you might have something like datas, and it's going to be another dictionary of like IMG for the image, and then like a code for the image, you know, like .html or something, .jpeg. And you could go on with a title, for example, and stuff like that. And here we could say banner. And so this is completely valid. Like this is something that's working out. Like if I'm getting like my JSON and then I get my JSON datas, I'm gonna get this dictionary of like image, the code, and title, banner, which means that here I can still get more like deep into these layers and get just my image value. And this is how you're gonna handle JSON files that when you turn them into dictionaries, for example. So you understand now that it's a very efficient way for you to store informations and to call for different informations by knowing the exact names of the things you're searching for. And you can go any amount of layers into this and it's not going to be a problem. So now let's get back into our new dictionary that was there about our character informations, and we're going to see how to access different informations from it. So you got the keyword keys, which is a method with those double brackets, and when you call it, you're going to have all the keys from your dictionary. Okay, so it's a very efficient way for you to work with informations from your dictionary. um, so it's pretty interesting because this way you can get a list of information, so you can iterate through it and do various stuff. What would be interesting here is maybe to check out something. What happens if I get a simple for loop for x in new dict and I print x? And see, you get the values. So by default, the keys are the informations that you get from your dictionary, not the values. So when you're iterating through it, when you're doing something, you're iterating through this new dict.key method. This is the iterable object that you're going to go through when you're doing a basic work on new dictionary. Okay. To get the values, well, you basically have to use the method newdict.values, and here you see that I only get the values. You could feel like this is not very practical because you might not know what those values are for. All the numbers here don't relate to anything, right? We don't know what they answer to. And that's why you can also use new dictionary.items, and here you're gonna get a list of tuples, those tuples being made of the key and the value. So you have the couple key value, and with that you're gonna be able to iterate and work with your informations in a lot of ways, and this is very practical. Let's try now to get our new dictionary.name, and you see that we get Serpico. I already went through that with my previous explanation, and as I said, since we don't have 0 as a key, it's not going to work as an index. So if we do it, we're going to have an error. Pretty basic here. And last but not least, what if I want to change an information in my dictionary? Well, let's go with this. We have now Serpico as a name, but what if I want the name to be Guts? Well, now I change it to Guts, and if I could even go ahead and print my new dict, and you can see that the name's changed in here, so it worked. Pretty easy, pretty efficient. Obviously you can do anything to this. This new dict with name in brackets is considered to be the variable inside of your dictionary. So let's say that I take this and I'm gonna change the attack value by adding something to it. Let's say that you have a program and it's a class, a character class, and when he levels up, you're gonna add equal 50 to its attack values, and then we print new dict. And now attack went to 110 instead of 60.